Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Where the Mind Wanders with Spoons and Joe. Say hi, Spoons.
Hey there.
And yeah, we took a little hiatus for last week. Um, and I have CC Cleaner that just wants to pop up and block my view. Oh, God. All right. All right, back to the show. So we took a break last week. Yeah, it's just the heat here has been incredible. And by the time I get up home from work every day, I was nauseous and a little tired. And we got on the line yesterday to do a recording, and the plan was to do it the next day, and then something came up, and then something came up again, and then yeah, so we took a week off. So that's why if you're tuning in, we missed a week. And what episode are we at now, Spoons?
I believe this is 23.
23. So, all right. So this is episode 23. And yeah, Spoons and I were talking a little off the air before we started. And I guess one of the topics today will be dreams. So, um, would you like to start us off with that, Spoons?
Sure. I don't know. I was telling you at some point during the week, uh, I've started having like dreams again where I'm just I don't know, it's like connecting with your intuition and doing all of the different stuff I've been doing the last months. It feels like my dreams have started to kick back up more and it seems like it points a certain direction, but I'm trying not to like spend too much time um, worrying about what it actually means. I think that's the problem before that I had is like I know there's something to that dream, and I want to say I know the answer right now
Yeah.
instead of like letting it just kind of unfold. And the last few weeks, I've just kind of been like, okay, well, I think it's pointing this direction. Let's just see if things start kind of flowing that way. And so that's kind of where I'm at with the dream stuff a bit. What about you? I think you were telling me something about dreams.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, lately I don't really remember most of them. I know that I did dream. Like I remember like little snippets here and there.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that really sticks out is I've been having this reoccurring dream for probably I don't know, almost 10 years maybe. And I had it again like within the week. It's a really weird one, and I suppose these reoccurring ones probably have more meaning than just some random trippy one. Because I have random trippy
Mm-hmm.
ones, and I don't really think much of them. The memory fades pretty quickly. But these reoccurring dreams, I keep having one about like I have a pet tortoise, and I always have this dream, and I've had it, like I said, almost 10 years now, where like his shell gets broken and he's like falling out of his shell, and then I'm like freaking out because I think he's gonna die, and then I bring him to the vet, and um that's all I remember this time around. But it's like a really weird dream. I keep having it in different. It's the same dream but different. I don't know, scenarios. But it's
Mm-hmm.
always the same. Like his shell gets cracked and he's like falling out of it. It's really weird. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and my emotions usually just like kind of like freaking out that like, oh man, he's gonna die, or like and that one has been reoccurring. I had
Yeah.
another one that used to reoccur all the time, and it actually stopped happening when my mom died. Like I used to dream I went back to the States, but then I couldn't get in touch with Sandra, and I was freaking out because she wouldn't like answer me on Telegram or WhatsApp or whatever. And then I get stuck in the States for whatever reason. It's always different in the dream. I can't get back. So then
Mm-hmm.
I'm stuck in the States where nowhere to go, um and I feel like my relationship with Sandra is over and stuff like that. But that one kind of ended when my mom died a few years ago. Like I haven't had that, but I used to have that one all the time, reoccurring. Um,
Yeah.
but now I have this one with the tortoise, which I've also had for like the last 10 years. So I don't know what it's about, but um your brain
Yeah.
trying to make sense of something.
Yeah. Yeah. I think about like how things sometimes have to break apart for new stuff to come in or whatever. It's kind of what just comes in with that, but that it doesn't necessarily match up, you know?
Yeah.
Like how things kind of fall apart so other things can come in and the intense feelings that come with like things falling apart.
Mhm.
Mm, it's interesting. I don't know. I don't really have any recurring dreams. Not for like a long, long time. Like I had one in my 20s. I was going up the mountain, up the straightaway part, and there's an 18 wheeler coming down the mountain towards me. And when we get side by side, it just flops over and crushes me to death. I kept having that one like in my early 20s, but I haven't had that one in a long time. I'm like, it could happen, I suppose. I've never seen that, but this weird, weird stuff. The ones I'm having lately, like, so I've been working on this project and it just keeps kind of morphing into something else and it may go back and forth a few more times. I thought it was going to be just a meditation that I was writing out. And then I noticed when I actually wrote it all out, there was a lot of stuff about the chakras, which is not that, you know, uncommon or whatever to talk about the chakras when you're in a meditation. But then I started having yoga poses kind of come up to go into it. And I'm like, well, that doesn't really work unless it's like a flow meditation. And I don't think I can do both of those things at the same time. So I'm like, I don't think that's it. So I think maybe it's just like a lesson that I'm writing out. But anyway, I I had this dream the other night where I was in front of a group of they looked like 7 to 12 year olds kids. Um, and there was probably 20 of them in the stream. And I'm just teaching yoga to all these kids. And I was like, maybe, I mean, maybe I do that at some point, but I was more like, I think that means it's an inner child meditation or whatever focus that I'm writing, because I think that actually lines up more with what I've been writing, because it's about finding security and seeing how you can be playful in that in the same meditation. So I don't know. It's interesting. Like how some of this creativity stuff, when you start going down certain paths, it just really seems like it has kicked up my dreams quite a lot. Some of it's just complete nonsense. Like,
Mhm.
um, I don't know. I was telling you somehow in one of those dreams the other week, you made an appearance and we were just like talking about stuff. And then like I met your mom, and your mom for some reason was Judge Judy. And I'm like, I have no idea where the hell that came from. Like this is just the most random stuff. Uh, but I try not to even really figure out what a lot of that even means anymore.
Yeah.
Like if something naturally comes up and I think, oh, I think it might mean this, but I don't get really even attached to those things now. Because I think some of it is just the body processing the day.
Yeah.
And sometimes you catch a random piece of that.
Yeah. It's either like that or there's some sort of emotional tone, and then your brain just starts connecting imagery with that emotional tone. And that's, when you go
Mm-hmm.
under psychoanalysis and stuff like that, and they try to figure out your dreams to figure out what's going on in your unconscious. Um, they usually trace that back to see what's associated with that emotion, but they focus on the emotion. And that's most of my dreams. It's like if I'm stressed or I eat something like uh like indigestion, that'll trigger a lot of dreams. Um,
Hmm.
my mom used to make like this cheesecake every year for Christmas. It was really heavy though. It was good, but like when you ate like just one piece of it, like you had like nightmares all night. And I wasn't alone. It wasn't just me. Like I remember my uncle used to have the same problem because I said, "Yeah, that cheesecake gives me nightmares." He goes, "Me too." He goes, "It's the cheesecake on Elm Street." But
Oh man.
yeah, but it's stress. I used to talking about recurring dreams. At the job I have right now, it's been years, but when they put me in the letter sorting department, you have to be quick, and there's like 100 boxes of different zip codes that you got to kind of memorize, and
Hmm.
it comes quick. Like you can have thousands of these letters come in a shift, so you gotta be quick. And then people make bags outside the like in the center. That's where you sort, and then when the box is full, like on the outside, somebody will bag them all up and then put a label that says it's going to this destination. Um, And when they first put me back there, and I was learning all the zip codes. It was very stressful because you had all this stuff coming, and you got to get, you got a time limit, like to get it all sorted. And
Hmm.
probably for like a month or two there, like almost every night, I would have like this stressful dream of just me at work sorting these stupid letters. And when the dream stopped after a month and a half or whatever it was, all the numbers were burned in my head. And now like I could get back there and it's like second nature. I just glance at the corner of my eye what the number is and I'm like, but so I think it was like my nervous system, my brain wiring all this new information that I was finding very stressful. And yeah,
Hmm.
once those dreams stopped, I became like a sorting machine. It's kind of like anybody seen the Men in Black 2 when he opened at he's working at the post office and he opens the counter and just there's this alien sorting letters. That's literally what I used to do, or I still do it. I did it this week once. If there's not enough people, I still go back there. Um,
Hmm.
and yeah, it's that caused like really stressful dreams for a while there. Uh,
Yeah. 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 Stress can bring on some of that stuff. So I had one that was probably like a stress related dream. So I'm gonna be moving again next week, which will be by the time we release this, I'll already be moving or whatever. So um the place that I'm moving to, you can't get packages anymore. So what I've been doing the last couple of months for groceries, because I was out in the middle of flipping nowhere, I was having a food delivery once a week. And so it's like, well, let me call them and see if I can get all this situated where I can have it delivered somewhere else, or they hold it at the package station or something. Um, and they wouldn't do that. They won't just ship it to like the FedEx holding place or whatever. And I was like, okay, whatever. So now I'm gonna have to stop doing that food service thing. But I'm moving back to like where everything is. So I'm not gonna be out in the middle of nowhere anymore. So I suppose it kind of works out. But I had this dream last night. Um, for some reason, I was at my old job, which is this huge building. It was like um, five different buildings in kind of a star shape, and they're glass, so you could like see out across each building or whatever. And there's four or five floors on each building. Um, anyway, I was like running up and down the stairs and one of the buildings, and I was looking for my food box order. It was like people kept telling me, no, it's on this floor, no, it's on that floor. And I was just like running all over the place. Never found it, of course, but I was just like, well, that's just about trying to figure out what I'm going to be doing next with this move or whatever. Because there's always like these little pieces like that you have to figure out.
yeah, that one's kind of easy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, oh, but now I have no idea why I was back at my old job looking for the package. I'm like, that's really weird. The other thing I could think of is maybe I was thinking one of those coworkers, I was shipping it to them instead or something. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? I'm sure I could do something like that as well. Like ship if I decide I do want to keep doing what I'm doing, just talk to one of my friends and have it sent to their house.
Mm.
Um, but Georgia rules are just a little bit different than Tennessee's on camping, so it's uh it's something else. It's always something. Um, I was trying to think what we talked about the last episode we did. I can't even remember. Um, I've had so much stuff that's kind of happened the last 6 or 8 weeks where I just keep kind of moving in these different ways. Like I can't remember what I've shared on here. What I um I don't know. I'm sure something will come up to something else to talk about. Oh, I don't think we ever actually talked about this on any episode that we released about the what's the name of that uh Netflix series that you recommended to me that was about dreams.
Oh, Sandman.
Yeah, the Sandman. I was looking at that stuff again the other week where it's supposed to come out soon, like
Mm.
next in July. So
Yeah, I guess
season two.
I get a Netflix subscription for another month or two. I don't. There's nothing on there at the moment that I wanted to watch, so I dumped it months ago. But
Yeah, yeah. I can't even remember the last time I had Netflix. It's been a long time. I found that season one somewhere else. I don't even remember where I found it. um, yeah, that was a really good series. I don't know. I might have to think about getting Netflix for just a little bit to watch it.
yeah, I mean it's not much. I don't know how much it is over there. It's just like $10 here for the month. It's
Hmm.
just why throw out $10 if I'm not going to watch something. But right
Yeah,
now I have Disney Plus for just this month, but I'm not re-upping it because of running into the same problem. There's really nothing I want to watch.
yeah,
But
yeah. I don't know. I pay for like the YouTube stuff where I don't have to see the commercial rolls. And there's like some free movies and stuff on there sometimes. But I'm not really good at just sitting down and watching things.
neither am I. Sandra and I watch
Um,
something usually when we eat dinner, but these days really don't have an interest in anything. So
mhm. Yeah, that Sandman, that was probably the only series I probably sat down and seriously watched last year or earlier this year, whenever it was.
yeah,
Um, and it just kind of flew by.
yeah, yeah. I think I watched it again after I recommended it to you. Um,
Hmm.
I watched, but yeah, it's like what is it like 10 episodes or whatever? It goes by real quick.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think I watched it within like a week and a half or something like that, which is crazy fast for me.
mm,
Uh, these people that sit and watch a lot of hours of stuff um, probably wouldn't take them that long, but I can't do that. I can listen to things, but that's not something you can just listen to.
you
So,
know. Well, right now, I just listen to a lot of music and if YouTube, I watch tutorials. Like if something pops up in my feed, or it's my home feed or my subscription feed, um, because I'm subscribed to all kinds of musicians, producers, people do tutorials for the softwares that I use. So if something pops up, I watch that. But even that, it's like I usually could find like I don't know, 20, 30 minutes worth of content, and then there's nothing else to watch. So then I just start working on music. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm, mm.
Yeah. I don't know. Something happened to my feed recently. And I don't know if it's just because I'm kind of doing things a little bit different, but it's just have all kinds of random different kinds of stuff in my feed on YouTube lately, which has been good. I mean, it's been interesting stuff. Um, I watch so much random stuff on YouTube, I suppose. Like probably probably some of the stuff that I don't know if I've ever talked about any of this or not, but I like to watch a lot of the reptile content. Even though I'm not into reptiles or whatever, but I find it fascinating to watch people um there's a park down in Florida, Gatorland or whatever, and
Oh,
they do like
yeah,
videos and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. So
That wasn't that far from where I used to live in Florida.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a cool place. They've got this one baby alligator that they rescued that has its top jaw missing. Like it's all the way back to its eyes gone, kind of deal. So I don't know. I find all that stuff fascinating. One, I'm like, it's interesting to think that that's such a problem that there has to be a place for all of these alligators to end up, and two, to be called the people that are called to like mess with all of that. It's just interesting to me. Very unique personalities and interesting.
Mm. Yeah,
But
Gatorland, if we're talking about the same Gatorland, there was a place called Gatorland. It wasn't that far from where I used to live, but as long as I lived there, like 9 years, I don't think I ever went to Gatorland.
mm-hmm,
Um, but they had like another like wildlife kind of it was like that, just not just gators, Homosassa, wildlife something or another. We used to go there all the time.
mm-hmm,
And yeah, they had I loved it, especially when I was a kid because I used to be really into reptiles when I was a kid. I guess I still am. I have a
mm-hmm.
pet reptile still, but but like snakes and lizards and turtles and yeah, alligators. Where I lived in Florida, you didn't have to go to a park or or something like
Right.
that. Like they're everywhere. But just uh, yeah, we captured a baby alligator once when I was I don't know, 12 or 13. Um, my uncle and I don't know, a mile back into the woods. There's a swamp back there, and we were walking back there once, and we saw a bunch of baby alligators all over the place. So we captured one, and it was what? We stuck it in our backpack, and we went home with it. My mom was so pissed off. She's like, "You idiot! It's like if there's babies, there's a mama somewhere." Which I
Yeah.
guess is what he was doing in the backpack. What? Like calling the mom, but I guess she wasn't quick enough.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Lucky for you.
yeah. Yeah, we captured him. We put him in our fish tank. We had turtles in a fish tank. We let him. He lived in there for a couple of years before he got a little big, and then we let him go again. But uh,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking about that the other day. I watch Gatorland's one of the channels, and then Brian Barczyk's channel, which he passed away about a year and a half ago, but they still have the channel up and going, and that one's really interesting even now to watch. So I don't know, just all kinds of stuff I'm interested in, but I don't know that I'd ever like go and visit these places.
yeah,
Mhm.
I I would. I enjoyed like going to things like that or the zoo or something like that. It's been a
Mhm.
while.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to be like, I don't know, really terrified about all that stuff. And then I'm like, well, maybe if I just start watching the content and get to know why people are interested in it. Maybe it'll do something. And it has changed the way I feel about some of that stuff. But I don't know that I want to be like necessarily in the vicinity of things. Uh, it's funny. I mean, yeah, I kind of would like they opened up that the aquarium. It's called Legacy Aquarium. That's in Brian Barczyk's kind of memory. He was trying to get it built before he passed, and but it opened up a couple of months ago. I kind of like to go up there and see that at some point, but maybe one day.
Mm.
Oh, I don't know if I explained earlier why I'm recording from a random vehicle. I so it's like it's still 98 here in the shade. It is so hot here this week, and so my motor home is not staying very cool, which is fine because when I get moved to the new location, I'll be under some trees for shade. But where I'm at currently, it's just directly taking all of the sun.
Mm.
So it gets way too hot in there. So I was like, well, I guess today's going to be a car episode because I can cool the car.
Mm.
A much smaller space. So uh, just
Mm.
making
Can
it
you get it
work.
like
But
a, sorry. I was
yeah,
thinking,
go
can
ahead.
you get like an exhaust fan you can stick in one, like the door or the one of the windows or something like that, to so it circulates the air at least.
Well, so
Mm.
I've got the AC going and I've got exhaust fans going to pull out the hot air, but it's ridiculous this week.
Mm.
So, um, and like I said, when you're directly in the sun like this is for all the hours, because you know we're at the longest days of the year too. So it's like
Mm.
it really heats up the top of the bus,
Mm.
and there's not much insulation between the top and the actual inside. So
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know if that's something that can be remedied. I've put up like my insulation in the front. But the other thing I could do is like go and buy a roll of insulation, reflective insulation, and put that in each of the windows. But it's a lot of work.
Mm.
Um, so we'll see. It's I would say it's really been paying off that I've been going to the sauna since April.
Yeah, I bet.
I
Yeah.
have adapted to the heat.
Yeah, that's
But
what I told my colleague today because I rode my bike into work at what 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Uh, really hot, really hot right now. I think today might have been the hottest day too. And he's like, "You're riding your bike in this heat." He's like, "You're crazy." I'm like, "Well, there's one thing I learned from doing construction when I was in Florida, which is like my first like actual job.
mhm.
I realized because I used to die in Florida. I hate the heat. Like I've never lived in a place like Florida or Georgia or anything like that ever again. But uh like one thing I learned is if you're moving around in the heat, like really like busting your ass for a couple hours, doing some sort of physical exercise of some sort, whether it's work or exercise, when you stop and you're just standing there, you don't feel hot anymore because you
Mhm.
adapted to your being active in the heat. So then when you're just chilling in the heat, it's not bad anymore. So
Yeah,
today, even though it was the hottest day, it might have been probably the best day I've had in the last few weeks because yeah, it was really hot at work, but after riding 7 miles in the sun to get to work uphill and whatnot, yes, just staying around at work doing stuff didn't really bother me anymore. So
100%.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more the like sitting in and having the heat contained sort of thing. Like I was talking with my parents about this and I'm like just thinking back to I don't know. I was probably like 7 or 8 when we first got like an AC in the house. And I was thinking back, what did we do before we had AC and it was hot like this? And it's like you just go and you sit outside
Yeah.
because it's the air's at least moving out there. Um, and I mean that's why front porch sitting is like such a huge thing in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
South anyway. Uh,
Or
so I
or
don't know.
Germany, there is no air conditioning in this country.
Hmm.
Like the only air conditioning are at the supermarkets. So unless you want to go camp out in the supermarket, there's no air conditioning anywhere. Like they didn't build it
Hmm.
in to any of these buildings or whatnot. I mean, you go down to Italy and Greece and stuff like that, they have air conditioning, but in Germany they have nothing. And the way they build
Yeah.
their buildings as well, they retain heat. Like so I kind of feel your pain in a way because the sun is like in the living room is beating on that window all day. So it's just that room next door is just so freaking hot. This
Hmm.
one's a little cooler because I keep the door shut and I always kept the window open. There's a tree blocking the sun most of the day, so it's pretty cool compared to that other room. But it doesn't matter where you live. Like Germany is just horrible in the summertime. And not only
Yeah.
that, and we're so high in latitude that we have really long days as well. Like the sun comes up like starts coming up like 4 o'clock in the morning, and it goes down like 10 o'clock in the evening, like in this
Hmm.
time of the year. So a lot of sun, um, and it's almost like a magnifying glass effect as well
Yeah.
going on this time of year. Like the sun is worse here than if you go down to the Mediterranean where it's warmer. But yeah.
You got some water there, right? To help
Mm,
kind of cool things
yeah.
off.
Yeah. At least you go swimming.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the same deal here in Germany. We don't have any air conditioning, so everybody, spends the days outside for the most part.
Yeah.
Mm,
I don't know. I was kind of taken by surprise that I thought after I got because my air went out in the RV and I had to go and take it to get worked on the other week. So I thought it was going to be able to keep up better than what it is, but it's just, those things are not well insulated at all. And it is what it is. So I think it's going to be better though. Moving to this other location under the trees will help a few degrees anyway. So I don't know. Learning new stuff all the time.
mm,
I I'm still without my vehicle. My vehicle's still in the shop. So it's they're gonna have it for at least a month, by the time if things go as it's planned right now, they'll have it a month before it's done. And if things don't go as planned, I don't know. I guess I get it back eventually. I actually had to go by there before we started recording and sign a new rental agreement because they're actually providing me a car, which is amazing. But I can't work out of it.
yeah.
So it's like this blessing and a curse because it's like, okay, well, I'm not having to like pay for a rental car, but also I can't earn money the way I've been earning money. So that's been kind of this interesting holding pattern that I'm in for the moment. Uh, and just kind of exploring different things with that. I've been trying to work on other projects and things I might can uh, do to earn some income, but really nothing's sort of going. And I don't mean to sound like, oh, for me or whatever, but it's just kind of like, I'm just at this moment where I'm like, I don't know what's going to shift or change. I feel like something's coming, but I just don't know exactly what it is. Um, I'd put in for like a couple of jobs, and I finally got a reply on one of them yesterday. and it said that my application had been accepted. And then there was an email like 6 minutes after that that said I wasn't recommended for the job. So I was like, I'm not sure which one I'm supposed to go by, but I'm gonna say probably the last one that said I wasn't gonna be considered. Um, it was worded really weird. So it's like this government website or whatever. And no, I'm not like a previous government employee or anything like that, but you don't have to be to like apply for jobs on this website. And I don't know, they had all this interesting wording on stuff, almost like I'm lying about what I put on my resume or something. Like, I don't know, it was very strange. Wasn't really sure what to make of that. So I'm just like, I don't know. I had there's another set of jobs I was trying to apply for the other week. And one post, like halfway through the resume submission process, the post says it's been removed. So I'm like in the middle of whatever, and they take down the post. And then the next one I tried to apply for, it wouldn't let me upload my resume. So I'm like, I don't know, is that a sign, or is this or is this just like a time period in my life where everything's just being difficult?
Mhm.
Just kind of I don't know. I'm not stressed about it yet, but I am a bit curious what else might be out there to do or something. So I don't know. Life's just weird lately. It's kind of interesting because I had somebody call me and ask me for an update about my vehicle or whatever, and I was telling them about it, and they're like, "What are you gonna do?" Like in this really worried tone, and I'm just like, "I don't know, something." It was interesting. Like these people are way more worried about it than I am.
Well,
Because I'm like, it's gonna work out or it's not.
yeah, yeah. Because that's the truth.
I'll just keep going until I get it figured out.
Mm,
Something's gonna come along. I keep putting out different applications and um, trying different things. So we'll see. It's uh, it's interesting, but I don't think getting upset about it helps me in any way, shape, or form. So just
yeah,
not gonna get upset about it. uh, yeah, Lord, this has been kind of rambly today, as
yeah. We're
dreams
just
to reptiles to
we're just sticking with the title. It really was an appropriate title that we gave the show.
well, it does leave it open for everything. And
Mm,
goodness knows I like change. So
mm,
locking yourself into a title that only lets you talk about certain topics, I don't find that very fun. It might perform better on YouTube to keep it to one subject. I don't know. That just seems boring after a bit.
yeah, I would run out of material like you would too. Stuck to one thing. Uh,
Yeah,
I'd, yeah, one or two episodes, and that's the end of it.
I don't know. I can ramble on about a lot of things for much longer than needed. Uh, if it's something that I like to talk about anyway. The most, I know the most unnecessary knowledge on a lot of stuff. Uh, yeah. Hmm. So anything else that you've had going on? I'm kind of like running out of ideas.
Yeah, not much going on. Just really hot, trying to stay cool. I work on my music any chance I get, um, which I usually can get in, squeeze in like, I don't know, 30 minutes at the very least every day. Um,
Hmm.
and yeah, when I have off, I do a little more. I've been like tinkering around with the same project for like the last, I guess, almost 2 weeks now. And it's coming along though. I'm actually very happy the way it's going. Um, yeah, and I'm just having fun with it, really. Not stressing out about it. I do make it a thing to every day put in. It's not even time. I gave up on the whole time thing. Like I think we even discussed that, I think maybe last time. That it's very important to keep showing up, even if it's only
Hmm.
5 minutes a day, but show up for that 5 minutes.
Yeah.
For me, it's not even time anymore. I have a list of because I listen to like every time I'm finished for the day, I print out what I got and listen to the MP3 any chance I get, which I have a lot of. If I take the bus, especially, I have tons of time on the bus to listen, and I take notes about okay, I gotta lower the volume on this, raise it on this, try this. Maybe a idea for a lyric pops up, stuff like that. I take all these notes,
Hmm.
and my goal is to just open the program on my computer and do one of those things I put in the notes. And if I could do
Yeah.
that, I'm happy. But I'm gonna show up and open my thing and do at least one thing. And unless it's like I'm pressed for time, which has only been a couple times, it's always more than one thing. I usually knock off a bunch of things on that list and
Hmm.
slowly chiseling away on this one project right now, which has kind of got all my attention right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, and see how it goes. Try to get something released this year. Don't know
That's
when.
awesome.
Yeah, maybe next
Yeah.
month, maybe towards the end of the year, whatever, whatever. Something's gonna get released this year. That's all I know.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You got time. You got time. Yeah. That's so cool. Talking about the 5 minutes a day thing, uh, I came across some stuff yesterday. I was telling you my YouTube feed has changed a little bit, and like all this workout stuff has been coming through. And so there's like a couple of these exercises that people are like, you should do this every day, or like, you should do this on a regular basis, kind of thing. And I was like, I might could devote 5 more minutes besides just my Duolingo thing. Or maybe I switch it up a little bit. I want to keep my streak on the Duolingo, so
Mm.
I'll just have to add to it, I guess. It's like,
I've been
so that.
Well, let's build regular viewers know, like, for this show, I've been letting go of that steam for the time pressure a lot. And I found, like
Mhm.
I said, now it's not even about time. It used to be, okay, I'm going to show up and I'm going to work on music for 20 minutes. But now it's not even time. I don't care about the time. I'm like, no, I'm going to get one task done. And I'll go down my list. And if I'm pressed for time, there's going to be one thing on my list that's going to take me a few minutes and I can do it and say I did it and it doesn't need to be done anymore now. Um, so yeah, that's it right now. No time. I don't care about time. I'm gonna get a task
Mhm.
done, and if anything else, I'm going to play the guitar, or the bass, or something, and come up with an idea. Um, but I'm gonna show up and do music every day, which just means open my software, open my program for music. Uh, it gets
Yeah.
open and something gets done. Like, if he gets one little thing done a day, which, like I said, usually turns into many things I get done in that session. But if one
Yeah.
thing gets done every single day, eventually it's going to be done. There's only so much you can do
Yeah.
before you're like, this is tapped. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Mm, yeah. I don't know. I've started this one of these little ticker things. I found one of these apps where you can set up goals and stuff to kind of keep your day on track or whatever. And so I've been utilizing that for a couple of months now. And it does kind of help because there's some things that I don't want to devote every day and say, okay, I have to do this every day. Um, like working out. I don't want to do, I don't want to work out every day, but I might stretch every day. That might be fine, but I'm not going to count that as like a workout. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's helpful to kind of see the progress and to have that checklist and to actually it really does do something to your brain to like check things off of the checklist for
or
whatever reason.
for me, my notes are I have a Telegram channel that's private where I drop my I don't know, demos of my unfinished projects that I'm listening to that, and then I just write below it like attach it to it so I know it belongs to that message note belongs to that MP3, and I just do that down the thing. And then when I don't check it off, but I'm pretty sure anybody who uses Telegram, when you delete a message, it like fizzles out. So my
Mm-hmm.
my task go poof, literally go poof. It is a very
Yeah,
rewarding kind of feel or to watch that.
it really is the little things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like that. I hadn't thought about using Telegram in that way. I don't know. I have so many personal Telegram channels, all kinds of things. Like since I've started doing this workout stuff, I'll see stuff on like Instagram or YouTube all the time that are like moves that I want to incorporate in. And I just have a whole Telegram channel that's links and then a
Yeah.
little note underneath like what I need. Like if I need any kind of blocks, or if I can just do that with the mat, or if you need to be next to a wall, I make little notes about all that stuff so I know what I can do in the sauna or what I can do at home or whatever.
Mm,
So I don't know. I probably have like 20 different Telegram
yeah.
channels, different things. I used to just keep it all in the saved messages
Yeah.
folder, and then I'm like, this is too cluttered. I can't
Yeah.
find anything.
Same.
So
I did that last year, probably around the same time last year. Is I used to put everything into the save, and now I created like specific private channels to store stuff. Like I got a links channel as well, which probably needs to be cleaned out because I got all these links in there and I don't ever check it. But
yeah,
but I guess if I did, at least I know it's in there. And I got one for my music projects, which I was just talking about, and I got anything you think of. I even got one for documents and stuff that I store in there. Like you can store. That's why I love Telegram is you can store all this stuff. It's like perfect for music. It's perfect because you can put files up to 2 GB. So, I have my MP3s for the demos and then notes in there and all kinds of stuff. And if I was gonna work with somebody, like Telegram's easy. You can just send files back and forward. Um,
hmm,
but yeah, I love Telegram. I use it. It's pretty much my personal cloud at this point. And a few people I write messages back and forth like yourself. I'm a part of a few groups, but I haven't been following them lately. Um,
yeah,
but
yeah. I don't really follow that many groups anymore. Occasionally, I'll kind of look in on things, but yeah, I was thinking last was it last week? Yeah, last week when we weren't able to like get together on a time to record. I'm like, we should just like record voice memos back and forth on Telegram. And then you like clip it together. And I was like, no, that's probably a lot of work on your part. So
Mm, yeah, maybe, maybe not.
yeah.
He's
Yeah,
just
I
gonna
was
download
like,
them
if
all
we
into the computer, throw them all into one line, and then print it out. So it's one file.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was like, well, you already have like that little banner thing made for a background with our show name on it. So it's like, we're kind of set up. We had to do like an audio only sort of thing. But I was like, when I finally thought about that, it was late Saturday night. So that would have already been Sunday for you. And I knew you were busy on Sunday anyway. So I was like, nah, I'm not even going to throw that out there because I didn't want you to feel like obligated.
No,
But
no, we both discussed it a while ago. If we have to skip a week, we skip a week. It's not the end of the world. So
yeah.
we show up most of the time.
Yeah.
Mm,
Well, summer is just with the type of work you're doing in my current living situation, the heat can play a factor in how well we can show up, and we don't want to show up and not feel well. So that's kind of my thought on it, anyway.
mm.
Because I know last week I felt so airy, not grounded at all. Anyway, I was just like, yeah, I can't. I don't think I can focus enough.
Yeah. I was just dragging around, dragging my body around.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you have anything else, I'm not exactly sure. I didn't check the time when we started, but I think we're at an hour now. We're almost. Um,
I have no idea what time we started this time, but
mm,
I
I want
can't.
want to say quarter till. It's almost 45 now. 42.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. No, I don't think I have anything else necessarily.
Yeah. We're all over the place today, guys. We talked about alligators and heat waves and what's going on with us and dreams and yeah. Well, this is what the show's about. Where the mind wanders. We never know where it's going to wander. So, as we were discussing earlier, it's the perfect title. And we debut this podcast every Monday at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time PM. And we also have a Telegram channel of the same name, Where the Mind Wanders, Where the Mind Wanders. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you did, please share it around, click the like button, leave us a comment. And until next time, take care, guys.